Have you ever lived alone and suddenly discovered you're not as alone as you think? Sometimes it's small things, like a cup you didn't remember moving, a door you thought you closed, a chair turned at an angle you swear you didn't leave it in. Most people blame forgetfulness, stress, and distraction. But what if the changes kept getting bigger? What if they start to happen every night? And what if someone is trying to tell you something? Or worse, what if they're trying to break you down slowly? Today, this is a story of a woman who lived alone in a quiet apartment in Abuja. And every night, without fail, someone rearranged her belongings. But the deeper she investigated, the more she realized the frightening truth. The danger wasn't outside her home, it was inside her mind and inside her past. Sit back, relax, and listen closely because this story is going to follow you long after this episode ends. My name is Inena. I'm 27 years old, a software engineer, and until a few months ago, I lived a very quiet, predictable life. I preferred silence, routine, and order. My apartment was always arranged the same way, neat, structured, and familiar. Maybe that's why I noticed the first change so quickly. It was a Monday morning. I woke up late, rushed into my living room, and stopped. My remote control was on the floor. That might sound small, insignificant, but I never leave my remote on the floor. Still, I ignored it, picked it up, and brushed it off. Maybe I dropped it without noticing. Maybe I slept on it and it fell. Maybe I was just overthinking. But on Tuesday, it happened again. The kitchen cabinet was open, wide open. Now this one scared me because I hate open cabinets. I always close everything. Always. But again, I forced myself to be logical. Maybe I didn't close it properly. Maybe I was rushing. By Wednesday night, I started to feel uneasy inside my own home, like the walls were leaning in, like someone was holding their breath in the same room as me. But the real fear started on Thursday. Thursday morning, I woke up, walked into the living room, and froze. My armchair was facing the window. Now, let me explain. The chair always faces the TV. Always. It's too heavy to move casually. It makes noise. It scrapes the floor, and yet, there it was, turned towards the window, as if someone had been sitting there watching the street, watching people walk by, watching me sleep. This time, I fell to my knees, my throat tightened, my fingers shook. Someone was coming into my apartment. I checked the locks, all intact. I asked the security man. No one had been seen, so I bought a camera, a small one, hidden in a flower vase on my TV stand. That night, I didn't sleep. I kept my eyes on the camera app, watching every movement, trying to breathe normally, trying not to panic. Nothing happened. Nothing moved. Eventually, around 4 a.m., I drifted off. When I woke up, my camera was turned to face the wall. I felt a cold wave wash over me. Someone didn't just come into my apartment. They knew I was watching. I grabbed the camera with shaking hands, opened the footage, scrolled through the timeline. At midnight, nothing. 1 a.m., nothing. 2 a.m., nothing. But at 2:47 a.m., the screen flickered, glitched, static filled, and then a silhouette appeared. Not a person, not a clear shape, just a dark blur movement across the room, like a shadow without a source. It approached the vase, and the screen turned abruptly. I dropped the camera, my breath caught in my chest. Who or what was in my house? I did what most people would do. I called a locksmith, changed my locks, bought new bolts, triple checked every window, and for a moment, things stopped. Days passed, silence, peace, until the following Tuesday. I came home from work, opened the door, and something felt wrong immediately. The air smelled different, colder, like someone has just left or someone was still inside. My heart hammered as I walked further in. And then I saw it. All the picture frames on my wall had been rearranged. All of them tilted to the exact same angle, slightly left. Perfect, precise, intentional. This was the night I broke down. Sat on the floor, cried until my eyes burned. Because whoever was doing this wasn't a thief. This wasn't random. It was a message. The next morning, my older sister Uju came to visit. She took one look at me and knew something was wrong. I told her everything. The chair, the cabinet, the camera, the tilted frames. She listened quietly, too quietly. Then she said something that made my whole body cold. Nina, it's happening again, isn't it? Again? I stared at her, confused, terrified. That's when she told me, when I was 16, I had a breakdown, severe stress, memory gaps, episode of disconnection. During that time, I would rearrange my room while sleepwalking, move chairs, hide objects, open and close cabinets, turn pictures. I never remember doing it. My family kept it quiet, took me to therapy. I recovered, or so they thought. But now, under work stress, living alone, sleeping poorly, it was happening again. The person rearranging my apartment was me. That night, my sister stayed with me. At 3:10 a.m., I began screaming. She rushed into my room and found me sitting on the floor, breathing heavily, talking to the empty chair as if someone was sitting in it. She recorded everything. The next morning, she showed me the footage. I cried for a long time because there I was, moving the chair, tilting the frame, opening cabinets, turning the camera away, talking to someone who wasn't there, someone only I could see. My doctor says it's severe stress-triggered dissociation, a resurfacing of old trauma. It's treatable, but only if I don't ignore the signs. So here I am, in treatment, learning how to stay grounded, rebuilding my sense of self. I still live alone, but the changes have stopped. Mostly. Only one thing keeps me unsettled. Last night, when I walked into my living room, the armchair was facing the window again, and this time, my camera shows I never left my bed.